Welcome everyone to SML Super Bowl 79, where we have the Detroit Lions facing off against the Cleveland Browns. I am your play-by-play announcer, Eddie King, with Raider. If you're talking, you might be muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were gonna say my name or
No,
you
you're
it cut
good.
out there. How's it going, everyone? Sorry about that, Eddie. Welcome to the Super Bowl, and yeah, I did not catch the cue there, so
Nope,
sorry about
you're
that.
you're good. Third time's a charm. Maybe we'll get it right next time. Well,
Yeah.
kick off here. Excited for today's game. Kind of what are your key takeaways for this game and what needs to happen for these guys?
Ye yeah, so 2 sides of the story here. Prime time, 000 looking for his 30th SML title, and then you have Mad Bomber here who's trying to get off the schneid of not really playing in one of these games in a long time, and so it's tale of 2 stories, both historically 70% win percentage, for both of them, so it's gonna be a matchup of 2 heavyweights.
Absolutely, and I think the big thing here is defense. We'll see how it goes. Both of these guys have really good defense, so see how that goes. So again, Prime comes out here shotgun, looking to throw back-to-back plays here. He's looking to throw the ball, maybe kind of trying to force Bomber to loosen up that box.
Yeah, and that's one thing you have to do against Bomber is loosen it up. He has one of the best defensive lines in the SML. He'll talk and chat all the time about how he doesn't get sacks and things like that, but anyone that's played him knows his D line is fierce and hard to defend or hard to score on.
I would agree here. And then again, Prime coming out shotgun formation, one tight end set, kind of looking to see what he's got here. Sends a man in motion. He starts scanning the field. He's looking. He's got a couple options. He finds his guy for a first down, and he converts.
Classic Prime there, just getting to the open man, getting just enough yards to get the first down. He goes through his reads better than anyone. Super hard to stop. You run cover 3 on Prime, he's going to identify it immediately. Nice pickup there.
Absolutely. And I think that's going to be a key thing. Again, Prime coming out, same formation here. Looking to kind of get something done. He's not going to have a motion here, but it will be play action. He's going to look to take a shot, and he hits the comeback route for another first down. So Prime getting a little bit of a in rhythm here.
Classic Prime there, the comeback route, one of his maybe 5 to 6 select routes he likes to run throughout the game. He's been running the comeback for years and easy pickup for him.
Yeah, absolutely here. So we'll see Prime here kind of cycling through, deciding what he wants to do. He's thrown the ball the first, I think, 4 or 5 plays of this game so far. So let's see if he decides to run it here.
Yeah, let's see if he opens up that run with Jameer Gibbs, who's one of the probably the best back that we have in the SML, or he keeps attacking here. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws though.
Yeah, kind of had an RPO picked here. Looks like he's going to throw again. He drops back into coverage from under center. He's looking, scanning, scanning, scanning. Has a guy wide open. It's Jameson Williams, and he gets tackled. Bomber, a little lucky there.
A little lucky there, but he brings the all out blitz, does not get home, and Prime does it better than anyone, where he's able to scramble out to the right, deliver the ball on time and accurate to one of the fastest receivers in the league. And that's what makes Prime so special and hard to stop, is because he can extend plays.
Absolutely. And here we see again under center formation, a little bit of a heavy set, tries to run it inside the 10. He bounces it outside there. Don't know if he needed to do that.
He did because he did see Bombers user there waiting, and we talked about that a lot in the social chat today. We were saying that to commit to the run, you have to have good user
Yep.
there, and Bombers defender was right there in the gap, and Prime saw that.
Yeah. Greed kind of bounced that outside. I think one of the biggest things is can't be afraid to go a Bombers user either. Every once in a while, try to make him miss. But here we see him goes to shotgun here, looking for a formation, hits a draw play, and he cuts it back inside, and he gets absolutely blasted by the middle linebacker.
And now we could see why Prime probably set out to throw the ball, because he knew that Bomber might be sitting on Jameer Gibbs and waiting for him, and he's going to fill those gaps and do it well. And so kudos to Bomber here, who's going to make Prime win it through the air.
Absolutely, and I think that's the biggest thing with Bomber too. If he's gonna win a game, he's gonna lose a game. He's gonna force that other team to throw the ball as much as possible. So again, shotgun here. Prime kind of rolls back out to the right, and then that little halfback swing route that he throws pretty often, Bomber does a good job at containing that.
Bomber does a great job at containing that, and those that have played Prime know that when he goes to that outside swing pass, he's not looking just to catch it. He's looking to do that little stab juke.
Mhm.
I don't know what he does exactly with the stick. Him and QP do it. It's so hard to stop and contain, but Bomber had his guy in position there in the flat to be able to make that tackle. Excellent job there.
Yeah, that juke is a new mechanic this year that they added to the game. It's one of my favorites. Those of guys that have played against me, I use it all the time with that little stab juke. Just release that right trigger and hit whatever direction you want to go, and they just plant and go. So it's a nice little move. So now we get to see Bomber's offense and see what he can do here.
Bomber has one of the most prolific offenses year in and year out. He establishes it both through the pass and the run. He is a dominant runner, though, with Samson.
Absolutely, and as soon as you say that, he cuts it outside, jukes back inside with the spin move, and he's going. He's got 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Bomber on the first play of offense.
And he just abuses Prime there on the sticks. Beautiful job there by Bomber to just get outside with one of the most electric running backs in the SML. Fantastic job there by Bomber. And he is probably the first person in a long time to put some pressure on Prime in a playoff game.
Absolutely. I think if you're Prime here, that is not an ideal way to open up the game. You're probably thinking to yourself, I think if I can contain him, slow him down, and not let him run the ball, I'll be okay. And first touch of the game, he just rips it for a touchdown. Not great.
Bomber's stick skills are incredibly underrated. The things he's always done with the run has been impressive, and that was a really special run.
Absolutely. We see under center here a little play action pass, and he's just going verticals, and he finds a guy outside. Solid read there by Prime.
Yeah, and if you notice the defense a little bit, Bomber's going to kind of a stock cover 3 most of the time, and he's giving a lot of cushion underneath. He's almost saying, "You know what, Prime? Get down the field, get into the red zone, and we'll see if I can hold you to 3." And Prime will definitely play that way,
Yep,
but it's an interesting, kind of style that Bombers played so far.
I agree. Bomber's got a really good red zone defense, so I think it's something that'll work here. And he hands the ball off up the middle, gets a first down, simple inside zone there.
Easy inside zone there for Prime. He's gonna just take what he can get. Most people, when they get a run happen to them, like with Samson, they're freaking out. They're probably like, "Oh my gosh, I got an answer with a touchdown." This is what separates Prime from everyone else, though. He's not gonna be in a hurry to score. He's just gonna let the game come to him.
Yep, absolutely. And we see here under center again, kind of outside handoff, looks to cut it back inside, breaks a tackle, gains about 4 yards. I think if you're Prime there, you take that.
You take that, but you also take it from Bomber's perspective. He's bottled up Jameer Gibbs
Yep.
really well so far this game. And you know what? He's going to lay his cards on the table. It says, you know what, Prime? If you want to beat me through the air, you can, because I'm not going to let Jameer Gibbs go off on me.
Absolutely. Shotgun here, finds a little tight end whip route, gains about another 4 yards there. 3rd and 2, big third down.
Yeah, big third down here. And once again, we talk about the pressure on Prime. This is probably, I know we're in the first quarter, but he has not faced many moments like this, except maybe KP several Super Bowls ago now. This is a big third down for Prime. Let's see if he could find one of his good plays and get a first down.
Absolutely agree. Comes out here with a little tight formation to the field, kind of looking, adjusting that out route on that right side there. He's scanning the field. He's got a couple guys open, and he takes that drag route. He might have been able to get a couple more yards there, but he's out at the 32-yard line.
Yep, just taking what the defense gives him there, and Prime's been able to get it all game. Though on the outside there, just above the flat, there's tons of room, and he's gonna operate with drags, comebacks. He's done a couple swing passes, but good first down for him.
Absolutely. We see a heavy set under center here, runs it up the middle, kind of bounces it outside, but bottled up.
Yeah, bottled up, really good run defense there by Bomber. And once again, I've talked about and preached about it. Now he is not letting Gibbs beat him, and you got to appreciate it, Eddie, when someone has a game plan coming into the game, and he's got one. Bomber's got a game plan on defense, and I love it.
Absolutely. And he's going to stick to that game plan. We did see an injury pop up. I'm curious to see who that is. But for the meantime, we've got Trey formation to the boundary, throws it to the halfback short. I think kind of forced that read a little quickly there.
Well, and a little bit of adjustment by Bomber there as well. He comes out in a cover 4 quarters, one of my favorite
Yep.
defenses, and, he's got a guy waiting for him there, so perfect job.
Yeah, great play. End of the first quarter, 7-3. Um, Low scoring game right now. What do you think of that first quarter?
I think it was an amazing start for Bomber, a calm start for Prime, but he's one of these guys that he's never out of it. He could be on 21 points. You'd say Prime still got a chance. So a lot of game left to go for sure.
Absolutely. We see a trips formation here to the boundary. He's scanning. He's got a few options. He had a man wide open. He sees him late. Incomplete pass. Huge third down stop by Bomber.
And that's when I was talking about dominant defensive lines coming into the game. Bomber might not get the sacks, but he sure as heck gets the pressure. And as soon as Joe Milton hit that turbo button to go to the right, we get a shed from his edge and he creates the incomplete pass. So great job there by Bomber. He'll give up 3 all day.
I think all day there, especially with your first play on offense. Obviously, you can't count on home run plays every drive, but I think you're feeling good if you're Bomber. You've stopped Prime twice, held him to 6 points in his first two drives. I think you're living good right now.
You're looking very, very good, from his perspective. Let's see if he can back it up. Bomber is a player historically that does get heady,
Yep.
and especially with leads. So how does he play in this Super Bowl? Bright lights are on today. How does he play with the lead?
Yeah, I think he's got to stick to his game plan and his game. I don't think he can stray away from that. Do what's brought you success so far these past few weeks, and that's running the ball. So we'll see what he does here. Hands it off to Samson, finds a little bit of a lane there, and he falls forward and gains 8 yards.
You know, it's just one of those Madden plays where you're just kind of in the scrum of things. No one can get a hand on them. You run into linemen and just kind of pinball your way and you get 8 yards. That's the Madden we're dealing with here. And that's why league average yards per carry is well above 6 yards, I believe. And that
Yep,
for plays just like that.
absolutely. You just guys bumping into each other, and they're gaining an easy 3, 4 extra yards. So we'll see here. Bomber's first pass of the game, and he hands it off to Samson. I think he's got a pretty clear format of who he wants to get the ball to win this game.
Yeah, Samson is his man. He's going to keep giving him the ball, and why not? He's electric. Every time Samson touches the ball, he can house it at any time. And with Bomber's stick skills, why not? Bomber hasn't. What we haven't seen is him giving him to his favorite targets. He's got some big players on
Yep.
the perimeter, his huge tight end and his 6'8" wide receiver. I'm interested to see if at some point we'll see them.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to force it, but I'd be interested to see what he does. Again, comes out in a heavier set here, under center, a little bit of a misdirection play, and just gets absolutely bottled up.
And this time, Prime makes an adjustment. He's starting to probably crash a little bit more, commit to stopping that run, and I think at some point, Prime's gonna say, "Okay, you've been toying around with this ground game, this short stuff. I wanna see if you could beat me through the air."
Agreed. Second and 11 here. We'll see what Bomber does. Finds his guy Samson underneath. Gets close. Third and one.
3rd and 1 upcoming, and when we talked about headiness for Bomber, what does he do on these big plays? How does he operate? 3rd and 1, these are your money plays. You need to convert these if you want to continue to have the positive momentum in this game.
I'd agree. Huge third down here for both guys. I think Bomber's going to do what got him here right now. So we'll see. He kind of comes out in that shotgun formation, double tight end set to the field. And he sends his man in motion,
Oh
runs this
boy.
play often. It's a screen and just gets
Oh no.
absolutely annihilated.
No, no, no. Prime is one of the best at defending RPOs, swings, things
Yep.
like that. He saw that all the way. That is, he's lucky to be incomplete there.
Yeah, big decision here. He can go for it if he wants. Fourth and one on the 50-yard
Yeah, you
line.
go for it.
He hasn't really picked a play yet, and it looks like he will go for it. A little Tripes tight end flex set here. We'll see what Bomber does. We'll see if he just hands it off and keeps it simple as he should have in the first place, or throws the ball here.
I say keep it in Richardson's hands. Let him throw or run. Richardson.
Yep. Gets a coverage here, has a man wide open down the field, and that's a huge conversion there for the Browns.
Yes, huge job there. Runs the verticals play, and that is a cover 3 beater for sure. Absolutely toasts it. Nice play there by Bomber, and I was hoping he would run that on 3rd and 1, but he ran on 4th and 1 and gets the result he needs, and now he could take a little bit of that pressure off. Even 3
Absolutely.
points here is a win.
I would agree. And clock management is huge at this point. And wow, play action pass and those DNs for Detroit just eat it up.
They do. I ran the same play in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago against Prime, and the exact actually something worse happened. I panicked, threw the ball, and it was an interception.
Oh,
So I guess 7-yard loss is just fine. But I don't know if Prime contains or what he does, but the rollouts are extremely tough to get against him.
I would agree. Again, little shotgun set here. He's got two receivers out to the left. He's got his big guys. Sets a couple audibles. He drops back and he continues to drop back and he finds a guy, throws it in a contested coverage. Kind of lucky there for Bomber.
A little bit lucky there, throws the comeback route to one of his big wide receivers. We were waiting for them to get involved. Gets incomplete. I expect Bomber here to maybe take it easy, not force anything, and maybe take a check down, run play, something like that.
Yeah, I would agree. I think you take your 3 points here. So we'll see. Comes out in that trip set to the right towards the field. Samson's looking a little bit tired here. Halfback draw play, and he's just going to get himself a little bit of something here. Tries to spin back inside, 4th and 7. I think we're going to see a field goal here.
Sometimes forcing turnovers, sometimes not forcing it is championship winning plays.
Yep.
And that's a championship level decision, right? Let's think about a big picture here. He gets a field goal. He's up 10-6. And okay, let's say Prime gets the ball and he scores and he gets a touchdown. But that's going to be okay because Bomber's going to get the ball to start the second half and he would at worst be down 3. So at minimum, Bomber getting points there is huge.
I would agree. I think any points is good points against Prime. Uh, and exactly for the reason that you said. Gets the ball back. He can kind of work something here. We'll see how his defense does. I think if you're Prime in this situation, you have to capitalize with more than 3.
Yeah, he's gonna want more than 3, and Bomber kicking a field goal there puts that pressure on him to probably think 6 at this point.
Here goes Prime, drops back, drops it down low, breaks a few tackles, 2nd and 4. Bomber was kind of all over that, but had some broken tackles.
He's all over it. Bomber, I know he's been playing a lot of NBA 2K, but some of that stick skills and just, defensive anticipation really paying off there, sticking to
Absolutely.
Prime like glue across the middle. Fantastic job there.
Oh, yeah. We got trips right here to the right with the tight end set. Sends his tight end on a quick out route. Throws it right away. Doesn't overcomplicate it. Gets a first down.
Yeah, a good play for both parties, right? From Bomber's perspective, you know what? Get a couple yards. I'm going to give that to you all day. That's how he's been playing. And from Prime's perspective, get the first down and keep this drive moving. And Prime is the master, some would say the wizard of clock management. So let's see if the GOAT puts it on full display here with this drive.
Yeah, and we see here kind of that tight formation. Checks to an inside zone run, and that's tough living with Bomber. Any inside zone is just not going to cut it.
Yeah, I mean, you just played Bomber.
Yeah.
You just played him. What? You didn't get that at all, did you?
No, I barely try to run inside zone against a Bomber anymore. It just doesn't work. You got to switch up your run game. You got to run your counters, your powers, your duos to try to get something going in the offense. So just didn't really get any of that for him. So here comes Prime, shotgun again, looks to throw, gets that little whip route to the inside, gets a nice reception, 3rd and 2, another big third down here.
Big third down upcoming for Prime. We talked about it. He's not at a lot of these moments this cycle. He's going to have to dig deep to complete this one, and let's see what he can provide.
I'd agree. And Matt with a good point here in chat. You'll rarely ever hear me say Matt's bringing up good points, but he's got 2 downs here to get this first down, so he doesn't really need to force anything. I think if you're in this situation, you maybe try to get something short, quick, put yourself in a good spot to maybe convert.
And we all know the plays. A zig probably and a flat. Look at that right there. Prime
Yep,
specials,
prime
and there it
special,
is.
and hands it off to Gibbs. It breaks the tackle, and he gets up to the 35-yard line.
Very fortunate he was able to nick his right arm there to at least throw Gibbs off. He's scored so many times. If he can get that cut, he pretty much always gets a speed boost. That little nudge prevented the speed boost and maybe prevented a lot more yards from happening.
Yep. Under center here, looks to run it inside, kind of bounces it back inside, and again, you're not going to get much room over there with his DNs.
You gotta love the game plan. Bomber is sticking to his game plan. He's making Prime beat him through the air. I mean, Prime is gonna have to earn this one tonight. This is not gonna be handed to him from just easy runs. He's gonna have to beat him through the air.
Absolutely. We get a pistol set here with the trips formation to the field. He's making some adjustments, kind of scanning. We'll see what he does here. He drops back and he actually hands this ball off, makes an adjustment. Great play. And he stopped short at 3rd and inches.
Thought he got the first
I
down there. I
thought he
thought
had
that was
that
a
too.
really bad spot. Booth won't review that at all. But from Bomber's perspective, um, that's fine. As
Yep.
long as Prime's not getting within like the 10-yard line with this much time left, time's not the issue here, or it's time is the issue here for Prime, not for Bomber. So
I'd agree. Again, kind of looking and scanning, sets that tight end to his little short drag route. He's got an out route by the slot receiver. He's looking and he dumps it off to Gibbs and he cuts it back inside. He's going to have to take a timeout here.
yeah, he's gonna have to take a timeout here. Once again, just keeping things in front of him, not letting himself get beat. But you think about it from Prime's perspective, he kind of likes this. If he could get a big chunk here, he'll be in really good shape to punch it in
I'd
for
agree.
half.
He looks, hits the drag route, gets a great block by his outside receiver, and he's down to the 1 yard line, and he gets out of bounds.
I mean, it's like Prime drew it up right here. If you would have asked him at the start of the drive, can I be at the 1 yard line with 17 seconds left? That's what I want to do. He's done it. He's in possession. He's in position here. Now the question is, can he pound the ball through that dynamic D line and get into the end zone?
Tell you what, it's going to be tough working here, but we'll see. He's kind of looking to see what his options are. He hands it off, and that D line just annihilates him.
They said no. They said no, 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 no,
Nope.
no. You're gonna have to beat me through the air. Bomber is not letting him run.
Yeah. Last thing I'll do against Bomber is go into a goal line formation, considering it just brings in the rest of his D line closer. That's a tough play there. Again, great D line by Bomber, great run defense, and I think we're going to see Prime try to throw the ball here, get a conversion. Again, he's got 2 downs here with 13 seconds, doesn't need to force anything if he doesn't have it here. Could settle for 3.
Har- hardest decision making in Madden coming up. I mean, this is what separates the good from the great.
Yep, and he's looking, scanning, finds no one, and again, smart play. Get rid of the ball. 3rd and goal. You maybe have time to run one more. Try to get it into the end zone. If not, you take your 3.
Yeah, that was really smart. A lot of us here would probably get sacked or something like that. So excellent play there by Prime to get another down here.
Absolutely. Let's see what they come out in. So it'll be exciting to see. I think this would be a huge momentum shift depending on kind of what happens here. Again, trips formation out to the field. Got his tight end and his running back to the boundary. He's kind of looking. He sends a man in motion. No adjustments by the defense on that motion. He's looking, looking, looking. Nobody throws it. Intercepted by Bomber. And he's got a chance to capitalize a little bit more here at the end. And that's the way you want to end the half. Wow.
Stunned. Eddie, I'm stunned right now. I mean, I the pressure gets to all of us, and the fact that he knew he had to throw there, he just gave away points. And this is we all do this, right? As Madden players
Yep.
and real players do this all the time too. But he just gave away 3 free points. Bomber's got all the momentum. Even if he gets 3 here, he's up a touchdown
Yep.
on Prime, who has not punched it into the end zone.
Nope, and he hasn't done a great job of really moving the ball a ton either outside of the end of the half right there. So, Bomber again, like you just said, all the momentum in the world to go ahead and try to capitalize here. I think he's got to try to stick with what he knows. Give the ball to
Stay
Samson.
loose. For Bomber, he's got all the talent. Just stay loose. Don't think about it. Just play your game. The less Bomber thinks, the better he plays.
I'd
Think of it
agree.
playing like Eddie and Alex. Just go out there and play.
Just go out there and play. Drops back here to pass the ball. Tight end. Great ball. Slips it right in through that tiny window, and he gets a first down in a huge play.
Yes, that's exactly what we're talking about here. Just go out You got all the momentum. We know Bomber gets tight, and he's out there slinging it. You gotta love it. He's got this game. If he's got it right where he wants it. Can
I,
he finish the job?
I would agree. That's a big time throw. That's a throw that you don't make if you don't feel confident right now. But again, big play here by Detroit. They stuffed that run, 2nd and 10.
And from Prime's perspective, he's really going to have to clench down, pick some of his best defensive plays, maybe surprise Bomber a little bit with something he hasn't shown him. But from he really wants to keep him definitely out of the end zone, but even probably from getting 3 here.
Yeah, he gets that motion out there. Again, Prime doesn't fall for the screen this time, and a big incomplete pass, 3rd and 10 here.
Yeah, huge incomplete pass here. And now you got the decision for Bomber's perspective. With the way you could run the ball and then kick the ball, he could run this ball and just settle for the field goal, or he could try to get the first down through the air. Just got to be careful here. Turnover kills. He needs points here.
I'd agree. We see a trips formation to the boundary, gets that interior whip route, and Prime almost gets there, but stops him at 4th and 2nd.
Wow. This is big decision here. This is a big boy decision here. You could go either way on this one. I'm a conservative player. I usually kick, but from something tells me Bomber might go for this. He's been aggressive all day.
I think so, and I think Bomber's been aggressive all playoffs, really. He knows that this is his chance, and if he gets his first down here, he's in control of the game for the most part. He's thinking about it, but I think he's going to go for this, and he
If he goes
does.
for it, I hope he keeps it in AR's hands. That's all I'm asking for. Keep it in AR's hands,
I would
whatever it
agree.
is.
Bunch
Oh
formation
no.
here, gets a motion by the tight end,
What
trying
are
to
we
get pretty.
doing?
Is he going to run out of time? He doesn't. He throws the ball to the outside, and he gets the first down. Huge conversion for Bomber.
Okay, well, here's a little pro tip for everyone too, and I know Prime will listen back to this. Prime likes the user on the left side. And so if you're gonna run any type of action like that, make sure it's on the right side, and you might get lucky enough to pull that off. Prime primarily likes going left, but sometimes he'll go right too. You just gotta be careful. But he
Oh,
got
and a
it. So good
huge
job.
lane up the middle for Sampson. He breaks a tackle, breaks another, and a big first down for Dylan Sampson.
Yeah, momentum is there for him. And pound that rock at this point, and he's getting whatever he wants. Bomber needs to continue being loose, get some points here. He's burning time. This is a great game plan by Bomber. Super impressed so far.
I would agree. Again, under center here, fullback, kind of gets that dive, and a great play there by the safety to get a tackle there.
And we were talking about this in social chat earlier, and this is just a great example once again. Maybe half the league there doesn't make that tackle. That could be a touchdown, and that just shows the different level of play we have here with some of these guys. Great play there by Prime. If he doesn't make it, that might be a tutty.
I would agree. It's a great play. Brings that safety down, makes a huge tackle. Great users will win championships. And that kind of just shows you there as well, kind of why he's done what he's been able to do. So, again, here we go. Trips formation. Sampson looking a little tired. He does hand this ball off, and he gets a wide open lane, and that's a touchdown for Bomber. He goes up 16-6 with an extra point waiting.
Holy cow. Is it real? Is this really happening? Prime's going to have to really dig deep here in the second half. Not getting that field goal before half is huge if you think about it. That it would only be a one possession game here
Yep.
still. How does he come back? This is what separates him from everyone else though. Even though he's down 11, he's still got a shot at this, but Bomber is playing out of his mind right now, and it's great to see.
Absolutely. And I think guys have mentioned this in the chat. He stopped playing primer games. So all his attention now is an SML, and it shows. That's a clean Bomber right now. Not really making a ton of mistakes. He had one errant throw that almost was intercepted, but outside of that, he's been on top of his game. So we'll see here. Sends a man in motion, kind of fakes that jet, and we see 4 verticals. He's looking, scanning, finds nothing, breaks outside of the pocket with Milton, and he throws the ball away.
Eddie, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I think Prime's off.
Yeah.
He's just scrambling out of the pocket at this point with even no pressure. He's a little bit disrupted. I know he can figure it out, but he just ran out of there. There was no one back there.
Yep. think it was one of those things he just had too much time and he felt like the pressure was going to get there. A little bit better here with the pocket presence. It's in there, but bottled up by Bomber. Only a 2 yard gain.
Yeah, he's gonna have to really collect himself here. Even when he sticks in there, no one open. Bombers got him figured out here on defense. And when Bombers in obvious passing defensive situations with that dynamic defensive line with great physical traits they have, it's a problem. If that pass rush starts teeing off, Prime's in big trouble.
Absolutely. We see Gibbs out of the game right now, and he makes that adjustment. We get a bunch formation to the boundary. Prime making some adjustments, sends his fastest guy on a streak, and he's looking, finds no one, and that D line gets home, and it's 4th and 8. And you have a punt coming up.
D-line gets home there, but, the real thing is no one getting open early, and, having to pass deep. Bombers' game plan, "You're gonna have to beat me through the air," has been brilliant, and has he cracked the code? Now, the only thing stopping Bomber right now is himself.
Yep.
Can he finish the job?
I think if he gets any sort of points here, I think he puts himself in a position to really control the rest of this game. But this drive here is the make or break for the rest of this game.
Can he get some points? Yeah, any type of points here would be
Yep.
huge for him, and Samson's been the one.
I would agree. Sends a man in motion. Halfback draw. And he breaks it
Uh,
into the inside. He spins outside and he gets tackled up. Almost a huge mistake by the user there for Prime.
Yeah, he gets let off there. He figures it out and is able to get the tackle. The master of the draw play, Bomber. Excellent job there to get the first down.
Absolutely. Same formation here. Tight end of the field. Looks to pass. Throws it down to Samson. And it's just a Samson party today. Everything he wants, he's going to get with him.
Yes, and normally Prime is really good at defending against things underneath, and he must be really concerned of Bomber deep, maybe with those big receivers. But right now, Bomber getting whatever he wants through the short game.
Agreed. Get a 3 set receiver to the field here. Sets a quick adjustment to the outside. Is a little quick out route. He throws it down to Samson, who holds onto the ball, and another first down.
Yeah, another good first down here. The one thing that would concern me just a little bit here is if Bomber gets a little too complacent underneath.
Yep.
When does Prime decide I'm going to jump one of those? And a turnover it would just be detrimental. So Bombers just got to keep the chains moving, get in the field goal range here.
I would agree. Making some adjustments here. Hands the ball off. Bounces it to the outside. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another. And almost breaks a third. But it's 2nd and 7 here.
Yeah, really good play there by both teams. Good enough for Bomber. He gets a couple yards. Uh, Prime does the job to at least contain him to a couple yards. It's good play there. Clock is ticking here, Eddie. We're almost at the end of the third quarter already.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think if you're Bomber here, I think he's probably going to look to hand this off and bring it to the end of the quarter here and take it to the third. Runs a nice little counter play. Bounces it to the outside. Judkins makes a move. Breaks a tackle. And he gets brought down at the 33-yard line.
That was a big man run right there. Ohio State coming through. Watch out. Judkins just runs over a guy with a big stiff arm and was one away from getting it to the house. Bomber going to go into the fourth quarter looking pretty here.
Absolutely. I don't think you snap this ball. You just let this thing run. Fourth quarter, 17-6 game. Really interesting
Yeah.
so far.
And you got to think, too, from Prime's perspective, D line, they've been on the field a lot. They're starting to get bludgeoned up front. Is the fatigue going to set in there where he could just keep running it down his throat?
Absolutely. We see kind of a heavy set here. He hands it off, bounces it, gets a great block from the slot receiver on Prime, and it's a 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Prime's user was there. He was coming towards the ball, but then
Yep.
just an extremely timely block to get him off that. And everything Bomber does right now is working. I don't think, Eddie, from my perspective, I'm putting the ball in the air
Yeah.
until Prime stops it.
Absolutely. I think you continue to hand the ball off here. And even if he stuffs it, you hand it off again and see where it goes. He just hasn't been able to stop it. He bounces it to the outside with a cut and spin to the inside. Breaks a tackle and
Wow.
he's down to the 10. Just absolutely clinical with the cuts right now.
I mean, amazing stick skills. That's all I can really say. I mean, Bomber, he's going out and grabbing this with just amazing play. That was him. That wasn't Samson. That wasn't
Yep.
the offensive line. That was Bomber that made that run. Super impressive.
Phenomenal ball carrier vision here. And again, he drops back to throw the ball and he's looking, scanning, finds a man underneath, and he gets a touchdown. Bombers up 23-6. And I think if you're Prime here, I think reality might start setting in here shortly.
It never sets in for Prime. He's never out of it. We've seen him come back many times. Actually, to your friend Damon, he had a huge comeback,
Yep.
something similar like this. But from Bomber's perspective, if he could just keep running the ball when he gets the ball back, the game will be over. Prime's got to get in the end zone somehow, some way. But that D line's going to tee off on him, so we'll have to see what happens.
I would agree here. I think the biggest thing is he has to score quick. You know, it's a deficit that's not too easy to come back from. 18 points right now. Needs to get a little bit something going on offense, and he needs to score quickly just to be able to slow down Bomber. Because we know if Bomber gets the ball back here, he's just going to run the ball more than likely and get this clock out. So comes out
The
on an
story
empty set. Great pocket presence, and he launches it up to Jamison Williams. 50-50 ball, and he almost gets it. Incomplete.
And that's Prime knowing that he has to push the ball down the field at this point. He knows that he has to get just make something happen. And Bomber's all over it. He's not letting anything deep happen. He's saying, beat me underneath and
I'd
don't run the
agree.
ball. It's pretty impressive.
Comes out and gun again, and he sends it to his man Gibbs. And another incomplete pass, 3rd and 10. That's 2 balls forced down the sideline.
Very surprising, actually. It looked like Bomber ran a press play, but his corner was able to keep up there. I don't know who's running corner, what the speed of that corner was, but that was very impressive.
Absolutely. And you see here, just checking a little bit of ratio to make sure that he can continue to throw the ball. He's got a few more in him before he has to run the ball here.
Shocking, Eddie, right? Well, you got
Yeah,
Jahmyr Gibbs backfield who's terrorized this league this entire cycle, and we're talking, is he gonna break ratio in the Super Bowl?
yeah,
But that's just the kudos to Bomber, how good
yeah.
his run defense has been.
That run defense will force you to throw the ball here. Again, comes out in that favorite formation that he's ran a few times, hits the seam route, and it's an incomplete pass, 4th and 10. And this right here could be the game. Huge 4th down. We've seen him
One of
convert
those
some 4th downs.
Yeah, it's one of those games too where it just seems like the momentum, anything Prime does just isn't working. Guys aren't gonna catch the ball, his
Yep.
line's not blocking. He's gonna have to dig deep to find a way to get this first down.
Would agree. It looks like he's going 4 verticals with an angle route from the back. That D line is breaking some tackles. Oh, and he just gets an unfortunate animation there, and I don't think he got that first down.
He did not. He did not get that. That was very unfortunate. And Bombers here, just run the ball at this point.
Run the
No need
ball.
to throw it. Don't overthink it. Bomber's an overthinker. You got the Super Bowl in your grasp. Just run the ball.
I would agree. Comes out here in a bunch formation, hands it off up the middle. Samson just getting whatever he wants, and he wants to add another one to the total. He's running, going, and he's down to the 2 yard line. That right there feels like a dagger.
It might be, and I gotta feel for Prime, and I think everyone does too. I know, like, no one feels sympathy for him. He's got 29 Super Bowls, but sometimes in Madden, it's just one of those games where nothing you do can do matters.
I agree. Samson's just been able to do whatever he wants, runs it up the middle here, and he stopped at the 1 yard line, 2nd and goal.
Yeah, if Prime wants any chance at winning this game, he's gotta get off the field here to keep it a three-score game. But from Bomber's perspective, just run the ball again, and
Yep.
if he stops him, more clock comes off.
Yep, and we see Judkins come into the formation here. Again, looks to hand it off. Great cut in the ball carrier vision right now for Bomber. Some of the best that I think I've ever seen. He's just seeing it all up front. He scores 31-6.
This Mad Bomber is scary, Eddie. The level
Wow.
he's playing at right now, to be up 31-6 on Prime in a Super Bowl, um, seems not real. Like, is this a dream right now? Is
Uh-huh.
this really happening? Bomber, I guess he needs to buy houses more often and move because
I
he's
would
playing loose.
agree.
He's playing awesome, and gosh, this is scary.
Yeah, I think Bomber this game has just been playing free. He's just been doing his thing, running the ball. He's been hitting every possible hole that you can hit to run here, and we see Prime running the ball here. Hands it off, little power, gets something up the middle, and he kind of runs into his own guy here. 2nd and 6.
Yeah, from Prime's perspective, he's probably just trying to get that pass rush to ease off, and he's worried about ratio too at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like he did check that,
Yeah.
so he's just going to try to run the ball and see what happens from it at this point.
Absolutely. Gets a draw play here. Hands it up off the middle, gets a little bit of a break, gets a first down up to the 50-yard line, 1st and 10. And now we see a little bit of that no huddle.
Yeah, no huddle comes. It's probably too little, too late, unless he gets some onside kicks or some sort of action at some point. But good run there by Gibbs again.
Absolutely, kind of finding that space now in that run game. Obviously, might be a little too late for him here, but he's just looking to run the ball as much as possible and get out of the way with any type of ratio talk.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, but it's true, and I think from his perspective, I can't wait to get him in the interview to ask him as he's rolling out here, to ask him just was his game plan to get Gibbs going early, and was
Yeah,
he just not able to?
yeah, I think so. That's probably got to be something to do with it. So that will be really interesting to see, kind of what his answer is here. Again, little sweep play here, cuts it back inside, 4th and 6, and probably just gonna he's gonna kneel it out. No, all right, he's gonna take his field goal here, try to take his three, and call it a day.
Yeah, trying to make it 31-9, just make it a more respectable score.
And he misses it. Wow,
Wow.
that is unfortunate. There, something that at least gets you 3 points, makes you feel a little bit better about anything, and he misses
I
that field
I
goal.
don't think I've ever seen Prime miss a field goal,
Yeah,
ever. Especially in the playoffs, like, that is like, he's known to be one of the best special teams players.
I think it's something with Bomber, man. Bomber just has a way of making people miss field goals. Coming from myself, who missed two against him, it's just
Yeah,
unfortunate
well, you
for
play
him.
at home in Buffalo, so, I
Yeah.
don't have any sympathy for you.
So yeah, again, huge missed field goal, and we're gonna kind of wrap this game up here shortly. But Prime held without a touchdown this entire game.
Yeah, and I don't know about the chat right now, but my perspective from this game is stunned. I'm just I'm stunned. I first of all, I wanna give all the credit to Bomber. He's been amazing, but the way Prime is just not he looked lifeless is is remarkable to me.
I'd agree. Throws a little sweep here, 4th and 8. He's gonna have to punt this ball off here, but again, it's just Prime's offense looked stale all game, and I think that happens oftentimes when you get a running back that gets to do whatever they want on you, and they just run the ball and run the ball. It's just not the greatest feeling in the world. So
And I do think and I have nothing to back this up other than me getting bludgeoned sometimes too. But I do think momentum in this game is real.
oh yeah,
And Bomber got that early momentum with the big run, and it just seemed like the snowball from there. And it's one of those games where I had a game like this against AJ where there's nothing I could do. You just gonna beat me. And that's what it seemed like for Prime today.
yeah, I'd agree. Again, punts this ball off. Jameson, or not Jameson Williams, just another Williams waiting back there to catch the ball. Calls a fair catch, a minute 12 left. And I think we're just going to see Prime hand this ball off a couple times, run the clock out, and call it a day. Um, really shocked right now in terms of how this game played out. I didn't expect this to play out as a 31-6 game, let alone just Prime not scoring a touchdown at all. So really interesting. Kudos to Bomber here. I mean, he played a phenomenal game, and his playoff run couldn't have been any better than anyone's this year.
Yeah, and yeah, we're shocked by it, but Chat might not be either, right?
Yeah,
Like technically, Prime was the underdog. Like Chat obviously recognized that Bomber is playing really good, and he matches up really well with Prime. Last cycle, he gave Prime a lot of problems in the playoffs and through the regular season and things like that. So Bomber is an amazing player, and he finally got the monkey off his back, and I can't wait to hear him in the interview. This has got to feel bittersweet for him.
absolutely. Again, we see here a little bit of a no huddle. I think he's going to try to get something, and he just gets sacked. 3rd and 23. think the chat here is calling for Prime just to put himself out of his misery at this point.
They're calling
Uh,
for knees.
yes, they're calling for knees here. Kind of get that two back formation. Just gets the sweep, hands it off to the outside, cuts it back in, breaks a tackle, breaks another one. 4th and 7, 19 seconds left here. I think he might just try to heave this one up and see if he can get himself 7 points.
Yeah, you don't want to go have a Super Bowl where you don't score any points or any touchdowns. So, maybe you could get Jamison Williams on something.
Yeah, triple covered. Story of the night right there. D line just sheds. Even he's got max protection. And disrupts the throw.
Kneel it out time for Bomber. What a win. I'm
Wow.
super pumped for him. This was a beatdown, and it was great to see. Masterclass all around, offense, defense, you name it. Bomber really he went out and earned this. He did, and that was I can't wait to talk with them.
Absolutely. Let me reaching out to those guys now. Perfect. Again, big game here. Kind of waiting to invite these guys in here. Here we go. Just calling that. All right. Perfect. And then I think Alex is still joining over. So I'll give him a second to get over here. But again, great game, guys. Really a strong performance there by Bomber. So really, we'll open it up first, hand it over to Prime, kind of let us know what you were thinking that game, and just give us your thoughts.
Yeah, no, Bomber played well. Um, I'm shockingly not as upset or mad as I thought I would be. I feel like I didn't put my best foot forward, and that's the most disappointing part of it. Obviously, when you um, have the success I've had and you make so many Super Bowls, you're bound to probably lay an egg at some point, and unfortunately, I did. Typically, when I get down in big games or in games in general, I could find a way to kind of claw my way back and make it a game, but I didn't. And credit to Bomber, he ran the ball. He didn't make any mistakes that would allow me to do that. But ultimately, I just feel like I just kind of laid an egg, and yeah, I mean that's what it is. That's the truth of it. I have no excuses. The game didn't screw me. Bomber played well. He played good defense, and I just didn't play well. So hats off to Bomber for what he did that created that, and I'll be back.
What do you think, Prime? Bomber's defensive line, he I think he undersells a little bit. Was it as hard to run the ball and pass the ball as it seemed like? Because it seemed, especially early when you were trying to run, there was nothing. He was doing such a good job at stopping it.
Yeah, I felt like early the running lanes weren't there, and there's a couple times where I did the same thing I did against KP in the Super Bowl, where I had stuff down the field and I, I was thinking too quickly and took the check down too fast. I think I had a deep cross early in the game against cover two shell where I ended up settling for a field goal, and I think I had something like that similar early in the first half. You know, Madden, and I've said it a million times. Sometimes you get good run blocking, sometimes you don't. It's just kind of pot luck. And like I played AJ, and I felt like I stopped his run. There's nothing special I did. I did the same thing against Bomber, and I couldn't stop the run. So I mean, it's just kind of you live and die with how the game plays a little bit, and I couldn't make the adjustments I had to.
One trend too, and I don't know if you. This is my last question, Eddie. If you have other questions, go for it. But one thing I was thinking about earlier today, you lost two Super Bowls at this point, this cycle. You've been to every one of them, but you lost to the Colts, and now you lost to Anthony Richardson. You think there's something to that, where something about these old Colts. It's like they're talking to you and saying, "Hey, come back to us next cycle."
I think they're trying to get me to come back and play. It's dude, it's so hard to make a Super Bowl and to win them. I know everybody makes the comments of plowing through the NFC, but every game is tough, and you got to be on your A game, or you'll get smacked like I did today against. And Bomber's a good player, and this is well earned, obviously for him. He's been in the league for a long time, um, and the fact that he only had one up at this point is crazy. He should have five or six. So yeah, I mean, hey, down the road, I'm sure the Colts will be mine. I still got unfinished business with this Lions team. I'm still I'm satisfied with the cycle. I'm actually not as upset as I thought I would be. I've had a good cycle so far, so I was bound to get caught.
Alrighty. Absolutely. I've got no additional questions for you, Prime. So we'll go ahead and pivot over to the man himself and the winner. Congratulations, Bomber. As someone who's been able to play you, I just knew that this year was a little bit different for you. And this playoff run has been something magical, really, to be able to watch you and run the ball. And you really put on a clinic today on being able to find those lanes and run the ball. Kind of what was that your game plan coming into the game today? Pound the rock and do what you can there? Or did you have something different that you wanted to do and that just ended up opening up for you?
Honestly, I thought I was gonna have to throw the ball. Watching watching Prime's game against AJ, and I commentated that game, and he just shut down Sally. So I thought I was gonna have to throw the ball. But right off the bat, Samson had a big run for a touchdown on the first play, first offensive play. So it kind of changed my game plan once I saw that I was getting the run blocking. Like Prime said, I mean, sometimes you get run blocking, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get the sheds, sometimes you don't. And I felt like this game was kind of things started to go my way. The first two games playing you and playing Dan, I felt like the run lanes, especially the first drive and maybe the first half, you guys were getting tons of run lanes.
Yeah.
And this game, I mean, I didn't do anything different, and Prime just didn't get the sheds. But I mean, a credit to Prime too. I mean, there was I think 4 minutes left in the game, and Paulie sent me a DM saying congrats, and I wasn't even thinking I could win yet. Like he keeps you having to stay focused the entire game until it hits zero. Like you can't rest or relax.
Yeah. I'd
Bomb.
agree.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Eddie.
Nope. Go for it.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about the mental aspects of it. You've the past couple seasons, you've had some breakdowns in the playoffs where you probably overthought the room. And was there any different approach this playoff run for you where you thought, I'm just going to play loose and I'm just going to go for it? Or what has that been like? Because I know you've gotten a lot of flack and chat and everything like that. Like, what's your approach been like?
Yeah, I think somebody had mentioned it that sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. So I tried to stay a little more even keeled this playoff run and see if it would help. And it does seem to, rather than getting fired up over one play and kind of getting in my head and snowballing. I tried to stay a little more even keeled and just kind of let it go to the next play and see what happens. And I feel like that probably helped a lot. But I mean, it's a testament to the SML. Like, I mean, you can go out and, like Prime said, if you're not on your game, anybody in this league can beat you. So um, it's just been a tough road for me to get back here, and it's just because the competition is so good in the SML.
Yeah, and you had some plays, especially with the run game, where if you watch it back, we were commenting how your stick skills were just out of this world. Like with some of those runs, I was like, that wasn't the game, that was Bomber, and it was really impressive. But that was just me commenting. But I think my question really is, how do you feel? Like it's been a whirlwind couple weeks for you with the new house, and now you're a champion, and how you feeling right now? You tired? You're excited? Like what's going through your mind?
I didn't even eat yet because I was
Wow.
sitting there getting ready for the game. Like Prime said, I mean, there's butterflies. He's done this, I don't know, 35, 37 times, 40 times probably getting in the Super Bowl. It's been a while for me, especially in SML. Primer, I've won a couple, but SML, it's a long road back. So around 5 o'clock, I was getting nervous. That's why I was telling Prime, let's just boot up and play now. Like I don't want to wait any longer. And it it's definitely a good feeling. I mean, at the house closing date today, everything is kind of culminating in this. So it was a really good day.
Well, I don't have anything else that if you want to ask something, go for it. But I just want to say, Bomber, I'm super proud of you, and it was great to watch and see your kind of journey to get back here. I don't think a lot of people may appreciate the amount of time and effort you put into not just getting good at games like Madden, but into the SML too. To see one of the greats finally overcome some of those demons and winning it all in an impressive fashion was really cool to see. So I'm super proud of you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep. And got nothing additional there. Again, congratulations, Bomber. Very well deserved and earned, and excited what we can expect from you heading into next season as well.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's already focusing on the draft. Got 3 first-round picks, so
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Hey,
All right.
good game, Bomber. Thanks again for calling it, guys. And again to the league, I apologize that I put put forth such a bad effort, but hey, we'll be back and we'll make sure that never happens again.
Alrighty, awesome. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. And SML, you guys have a good night. Later.